Very good morning, my dear children. So, dear viewers, in this video, we are going to talk about the topic called ionization energy, which is discussed in the 10th portion of Tamil Nadu syllabus. So, in this, I'm going to talk about the various pattern that we call trends in the periodic table. So, one along the period and the next one down the group. So, we will continue with what is meant by ionization. So we will see what is meant by this ionization means. So okay, because knowing the word meaning is very important. So ion plus ation, okay. So it means ion we have here, ation means formation. Here the ion which is indicated here is cation. So what we are forming is cations. So this is the first idea, my dear children. The next word it says about energy, right? So the formation of cation, energy is required. The energy is required to form cation. So that is the idea, my dear children. So the word ionization energy means, ionization means here we talk about the formation of cation and the energy required for this process to form this cation is called ionization energy, which is otherwise called ionization enthalpy. So the enthalpy means energy change, it talk about energy change. So it is a thermodynamical term, so which we come across in higher studies, but know this meaning, it's an energy change which is talk about. Got it? Now let us go for an example. So now the ionization energy is otherwise called ionization enthalpy. The energy is usually measured in joules or calories, right? So this is what we do, but the energy required for the formation of, the energy required to form a cation is huge. So we express the joules and calories into kilojoules or kilocalories. So this idea you have to understand, because kilo means it's a huge amount of energy is required. Normally what we have to do is, we don't consider for single atom. Here in the ionization, here ionization energy we talk about only for 1 mole. So the energy calculations we make for 1 mole of an neutral atom. So always we talk about for 1 mole. 1 mole means how many atom, my dear children? 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 atoms. So we don't normally calculate for a single atom. Single atom we don't calculate IE. We calculate IE only for 1 mole of atom. Imagine for such a huge atom, if you form cations, it requires energy. That energy is very huge, very huge. So normally if you talk about the unit of the IE, ionization energy, unit is nothing but kilojoules per mole or kilocalories per mole. Simply kj by mole or kilocalorie by mole. Alright, so this is the two units we use. There is a one more unit, electron volt, also sometimes used, but in your book it is mentioned only kilojoules and kilocalories. So this idea alone you should know. Now what else we have to understand? I told you the formation of cation is involved in the ionization process. Okay, let us go for an example. Got it? For example, right, we will take for a simple example, that is sodium. The atomic number is 11, the electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. So if you draw the geometrical representation, so it has 11 protons and 12 neutrons, and in the K shell we have 2 electrons. In the L shell we have 8 electrons, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8, and the next level it has a single electron. So this is what the geometrical representation of sodium, which is a neutral atom. Now, right, it is a neutral atom. So now what you have to understand, my dear children, see here, there are some energy levels, right? So let me draw like this. So this is a K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, like that it goes. Now if I supply energy to this electron, what will happen? As per the Bose theory we studied, it jumps to the next level, right? Again, if you supply energy, it will jumps to next level. What if I supply huge energy? The energy is very huge. So what will happen? The electron will jump from levels to level, and finally the last shell, in an atom there are infinite number of shells. If I supply enough energy, the electron will jump to the last energy. Even if I supply more energy, the electron will break its attraction force from the nucleus. So the electron is attracted from the nucleus, that's why it is revolving in the energy level. If I supply huge amount of energy, an electron will jump out of the atom. Am I right? So now the electron will lose the attraction power of the nucleus and jump out of the atom. So that point the atom will form positively charged. That's what we are going to talk about. So now we will see the electron is, we are supplying energy, the electron is jumping into the energy levels. If I supply huge energy, the electron will come out of the atom. That means it breaks the attraction force from the nucleus and then it jumps out. So for this process we require energy, remember. So if I supply energy, what will happen? There is no change in the nucleus of sodium. In the K shell we have around 2 electrons, whereas in the L shell we have the same 8 electrons. But in the M shell there is no change. K shell 2, L shell 8, M shell, the electron is lost. So the electron is lost now. So for this, a single atom requires energy. Am I right? But normally the ionization energy we mainly talk about per mole. So we talk about 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 sodium atoms. So it requires huge amount of energy to convert into sodium ion, because you could see here there are 11 protons but there is only 10 electrons. So if we calculate the net charge, 11 plus 10 minus, so net charge is 1 plus. So this carry 1 plus charge, that we usually indicate by a letter called Na plus. So this is what the idea, my dear children, behind this. So it forms cation. So for that we require energy. Am I right? See, first of all, we know that sodium is a solid. Sodium is a solid. Initially, when you supply energy to the solids, it will change into liquids. Again, when you supply energy, it will change into gas. Am I right? Again, if you supply energy to the gas, then only this process will be carried out. That means the gas, right? The gas present, the gaseous form of sodium will lose the electron, not the solid or liquid form. So only the gaseous forms. So when you supply energy, the solid, the interparticle force in the solid breaks, and then coming to the liquid, again the same interparticle force breaks, coming to the gas. In the gaseous form, it will become a single atom. Remember, so we call single atom. So gaseous means there is no force of attraction. Remember, we call it as an isolated atom. Isolated means we are separated the contact of others. That is the reason, my dear children. So the isolated atom participate in the formation of cation. Got it? So the solid we are converting to liquid by heating, by supplying energy. Again on heating, it's converted to gaseous state. In the gaseous state, we call it as an isolated atom. So in the isolated atom, the electrons are removed by supplying energy. So that energy is called ionization energy. Ionization energy. So it will be very simple, my dear children. So next we will see the idea behind this ionization energy, or its definition we will see. So let us go for the definition part of this ionization energy. Now you know the process, how it takes place and what are this, and now we will write about, okay, which loses electron. Then another point comes, ionization energy. My next question to you is, which atoms loses electron? That is another question, my dear children. See, normally metal form a cation by losing an electron or electrons, right? So when we talk about the group number 1, group number 2, and group number 13 for your level, all these elements have 1, 2, 3 electrons in the last shell. So the losing is easy for them instead of gaining. So they used to lose electron, and then they form what? They form cations. They form cations. So let us write the one more idea. Now metal, we will take M, any metal. If you, in the gaseous form, very important, if you supply energy supplied will convert into M plus gas plus electron. So the energy supply, it's called ionization energy. So this is a very important equation we should know. This is what we have seen in the sodium clays also, right? So from this, how do I can write the definition of ionization energy? So it is an energy required. Am I right? Energy required. So that is important, my dear children. One more information you should know here is, to compare this diagram. See, from the nucleus, which electron is strongly bounded? The first shell electron is strongly bounded because the distance between the nucleus and the electron is less. Which one is loosely bounded? The last shell electron is loosely bounded because the distance between the electron and the nucleus is large. So the nucleus cannot pull the electron very firmly, very tightly. So that this electron is loosely bound electron. Loosely bound electron, very important. So this is what we are going to remove. We cannot remove the strongly bound electron because we require more amount of energy to require. First, which electron will be removed from the atom? Only the loosely bound electron which is present in the last shell of an atom. So that is another point we have to remember. Got it? So now, in order to write the definition of this, we should know the following. We should know the ideas we have discussed. So let us write the definition. So definition is this: the minimum energy required to remove an loosely bound electron, so which is nothing but last shell electron, loosely bound electron from a gaseous atom in its ground state to form a cation. What is called ground state? If the electrons are present in their actual energy levels, so the sodium electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. If the electron present in the same shells, we call it as a ground state. We call it as a neutral atom. Got it? So that is what the idea. So in neutral atom or ground state of an atom, the electrons are arranged like their electronic configuration. So that is an idea, my dear children. So now look at here, the minimum amount of energy. You could see the minimum amount of energy required to remove the loosely bonded electron, the last shell electron, from a gaseous atom. I told you the metal converted into gaseous state in its ground state. That means the electrons are present in their energy levels to form a cation. So to form a cation, minimum amount of energy required for an atom in the ground state, that energy is called ionization energy. Hope it will be very helpful to learn this. And then I told you about this unit also. The unit of this is kilojoules per mole or kilocalories per mole or electron volt. So these are the different units we calculate for this. And then next we will go to the condition. That means when the ionization energy will be higher. When? So the ionization energy is high when, let us talk about the distance between the nucleus. Now look at this. The electrons are present away from the nucleus, the force of attraction will be lesser. Am I right? If the electron present in the very close to the nucleus, the force of attraction is larger. So when the electrons are present in the shorter distance, the attraction force will be larger, so we require huge amount of energy to remove the particular electron. So when the distance increases, the attraction force decreases, so it requires less energy. Am I right? So I can say atomic size decreases. So ionization energy is high when atomic size decreases. So this is the first point, my dear children. What is the next point? Ionization energy is low when atomic size increases, because just now we have seen when the distance between the nucleus increases, distance between the nucleus and the last electron increases, the attraction force of nucleus and the electron will be decreases, right? So it will be less. So the electron can be easily removed from an atom. So the electron ionization energy is high when the atomic size decreased. Ionization energy is low when the atomic size gets increases. This is an idea. Got it? So now let us talk about in the period first. In the period. So let us take lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. So it is a second period. So when you go across the period, size decreases. This is what we have learned in atomic radius. So when the size decreases, IE will be more. So ionization energy is high. So this is another important idea. Got it? What about in groups? So let's talk about the first group: lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, like that. So when you go down the group, atomic size gets increases, right? Atomic size gets increases. So what will happen to the ionization energy is low. So this is another point we have to discuss. Got it? So that is the main concept, my dear children. I hope this video will be very helpful in learning the idea about the ionization energy. It's a very basic one. Keep watching. We will post the chemistry concepts with a clear view. That is our objective. If you like this video, you can subscribe and click the bell button to get the notification instantly. Share it, like it, comment. Thank you.